Patrick here. Welcome to week 4 of Sharks and Schlock. That's right. This is a series that me and Hey Internet, it's Eric, have decided to do. I gave him 5 quality shark movies, and he gave me five movies. And we're watching them, and we're gonna see what the other thinks about the movies. I know that he's gonna love every movie that I sent him. I already know that. I know every time he's gonna comment, it's the first thing he's gonna say when he does his reviews is, "Man, Patrick hooked me up." I wish I could say the same to you, Eric, but man, I thought Don't Go Into the Woods Alone was bad. Oh man, you took this to a whole new level. For the movie we're going to be talking about today is called The Leprechaun's Game. Has a 2.0 on the IMDb rating. It is directed by the English version of Dustin Ferguson, Louisa Warren. Now, you've heard me talk about Dustin Ferguson on my channel many times before. He is the worst director I've ever seen in all the years I've been watching movies. He is the most inept director I've ever seen. But you know, they say everybody has a spiritual twin, and Louisa Warren. I know some people like her, and if you do, that's more power to you. But I don't. No, just no. So this is The Leprechaun's Game. It came out in 2020. Says after a bunch of thieves are sent out to hunt for urban legends by a wealthy man intending to open up a museum full of mythical creatures. He's going to open up a museum full of mythical creatures. Soon the thieves will learn the legend of a leprechaun. That's probably about the best part of the whole movie. I just read that little blurb right there because that has where to even begin? Start from the beginning. So basically, the plot is super simple. A gang of ragamuffins gets hired by a wealthy Englishman to hunt for the leprechaun's gold. To follow the rainbow and to find the leprechaun's gold and bring it to him. And if they do, they bring the gold, they're going to pay him $100,000. If they don't, they at least try. They each get $1,000. So after a very, I'll say maybe about 30-second look in the woods, they all find the gold. Hey, this is worth more than $100,000. Let's keep it. And they do. They keep it. They divide it among themselves. And all of a sudden, we see a leprechaun in a horrifically horrible mask. Oh Lord, it's one of those slip-on ones you get at the Dollar Tree. It's one of those masks. I think they probably kept that from Barge People. I think Barge People had the same mask. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But anyway, it's a Dollar Tree mask on a 6 foot or probably about 5, maybe about 5'9", 5'10" tall leprechaun, who's not Irish. He's Asian. It's an Asian full adult leprechaun. So they divide the money up, and then the leprechaun chases it down and wants this gold back. And sometimes he uses magic, sometimes he uses a machete or a knife, and that's what he wants. He wants all his money back. That's really what it is. And one by one, they all buy the farm. Louisa Warren actually cast herself in one of the lead roles. She plays Misha, and she it looks like she's going to buy the farm at the end of the movie, but we find out that maybe not, because they actually made a sequel to this. Now I understand you want to act in a movie and you want to be an actor or actress or a screenwriter. I get that. I really do. I get that. And, and I'm looking at the cast and I recognize the face in the movie. I actually recognize the face. and actress Victoria. I always had a hard time pronouncing her last name, um, but she actually did a interview with me on 8 Questions with in my blog. She's a very nice young lady, and I enjoyed talking to her. I did not know that she was in this movie at all. She didn't have a very big part, and she actually died in one of the more creative ways. They only had like maybe 2 creative kills in this. The rest of it was just, I don't even know where to begin how bad this movie is. This movie is one of the worst I've ever seen, and I felt really bad for Victoria. But they say, you have to start somewhere. You have to start from the bottom and go up. Well, this is proof positive that holds true, because Victoria has done that. But I'm sure she has done much better movies since then. She certainly, as hell, could not have done very many worse movies. But wait, it gets better. So in investigating this, they made another movie called The Leprechaun's Curse. Same leprechaun, same shitty ass mask, but this time it was co-written by yet another gentleman I interviewed on the blog, and this time I interviewed him on video. I did not know that he had made this movie, because if I had known that, Tom, we definitely would have talked about it. In fact, we still might. I might just ask him to come out, just to hang out with us, just for that. This movie is just a god awful mess. Um, it's the same level as Don't Go in the Woods, if not worse. It's terrible. The acting is just not there at all. The effects are not there. Their idea of making lights go dim in a parking garage is lowering the lights of the camera. There's a scene in the same garage where they decide to go. They do the Matrix circle, and I swear you'll get dizzy by the end of it. They must have gone around this one girl at least 40 times with the camera instead of just one or two. For a wraparound, so you get an idea of these. You know, they do it about 30 or 40 times. It makes you nauseated. Um, like I said, the mask is terrible. The plot is just. Eric says he wanted to hear my remarks about this movie. This movie is horrible, horrible. Um, and I'm not being mean about it. I'm just being honest about it. And if you don't believe me, go look at some of the critics. I mean, this movie got a 2.0 for a reason. Um, yeah. The only thing positive about this, and let me break this down a little bit more. I don't mind a director coming out and having a hard time for their first film. And I mentioned this before when I watch a film. I don't mind a first time director coming out there and having some bangs and some bumps and bruises. That's to be expected. What really gets me, what really gets me, is when the same film director does not improve at all. In fact, it regresses. They get worse. They don't get better. They get worse. That's why I'm so heated about this, because with Louisa Warren and also Dustin Ferguson, they never get any better. Eric feels the same way about Mark Polonia movies. He's watched a lot of Mark Polonia movies, and they don't ever get any better for him. They always get worse. That makes it hard to watch any movie from that director, because you're expecting it to be really a shit fest, and you're often not disappointed. And then you feel really bad for the cast and crew, because they're there trying their best. But quite honestly, not everybody is made to be a director. I'm not a film director, nor do I want to be. Some people just shouldn't do it. Be an actor, be crew, but don't be a director. Don't. It's just not in your makeup bag, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to continue to make movies like this and foist them out there as movies, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Um, yeah, this is horrible. But the good news is that we have 1 week left, and I do know that the movie that we'll be watching is a good one. Eric did send me one good movie to watch, and I am appreciating it. Really appreciating it. And so if you made it this far on Schlocks and Sharks and on this review, Well, you probably made it longer here listening to me ramble than you would if you watched the Leprechauns game. Uh, all right. That's it for this one. If you're new to the channel, drop a comment. If you've seen the Leprechauns game or the Leprechauns curse or Vengeance of the Leprechaun or I'm a 6 foot tall Asian leprechaun wearing a really bad mask, go ahead and drop a comment. Tell me what you think. And we'll see you next week for the last film in Sharks and Sharks. By God, Eric, you are going to pay for this next year, brother. Trust me. All right, we're out of here. Peace.